We now change to English again, and I ask Liz Gardiner from Fablevision to have a short conversation with Kamila about her stay here and her work in Vienna. And I please ask you to stay in the middle, to be in the camera. Normally you're on the other side of the camera, but now I ask you to be here.
Thank you, Bernd. And yes, and the part of the project is to look at what we've been doing here, what we've been engaged in here. And the Turning the Tide project has different strands. We've had, each city has engagement with local artists, which is really important for ongoing dialogue and development sustainably throughout. But we also have these visiting artists who are coming from different cities and responding to what they're seeing here as incomers coming for the first time. And that's what Kamila's role has been. So Kamila, can I just ask you, what attracted you to this project in the first place?
So in the first place, yeah, attract me Vienna as a place and Austria because it's a very interesting city because of the biodiversity of the wild beasts, and that's the animals that I really like, and I like to get knowledge about them. And here is some kind of scientific center and a lot of scientists who know a lot about this topic. And yeah, generally like any kind of other experiment, and also what I could learn here about life and biodiversity in a city, because this is a challenge we have now. Because generally what I saw here, like there is like so many amazing solutions when we talk about, you know, electricity use or like, I don't know, water use, social projects, like it's a lot of very interesting things here. But the first things when I came here, that the view of so much asphalt and cement and not really like a wild nature in the city was something that visually hit me in a way. And that was like a question for me, where actually is a space for the wild nature in the city generally, in this city, and what are the solutions? So that was very interesting experience because I searched the answer in many places and I talked with many scientists about the very different topics also. So I think in a way, like this is a topic that here wasn't a topic yet, like for sure 10 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago. And probably now there will come some kind of changes, and there are like, from this what I understand, there are like some kind of questions and the way to search the solution, actually, how to bring biodiversity in the city. And yeah, of course, we as a human need a diverse world because we were involved and live in a whole history of planet in very diverse time. And nature is making some things that call it like services. It's produced for us food, clean the water, clean the air, and made a lower temperature of the air. So without nature, actually, or without biodiverse nature, it's a question. Human will not have any more comfortable life, or maybe will not exist anymore on this planet. So I think it's quite important, like question now, because we as a human taking more and more land. Actually, where is the space for the wild nature? And of course, the space for the wild nature can be outside of the city, but still also can be inside of the city.
Thanks, Kamila. Can I ask you, when you arrived in Seestadt and spent some time here, what was it that decided you as to what approach you were going to take and how you were going to respond to what you found here?
Well, actually, I came with the idea that I will make a video about non-human citizens of Seestadt. So that was my idea, and that was only a question how it will look like and what kind of topic directly I will try to expose, or in which way I just want to like show the story, or like how I can also get an answer for some question related with this story.
And how did you find the experience of exploring that?
Yeah, it was very interesting. As I say, I think because of some kind of scientific data and information, like Vienna and Austria somehow are quite unique. So I talked with many scientists, and for myself, that was really, I think, very important part of this staying. Also, I touched some topics that I didn't know before, like for example, wild hamsters in the cities, or some things that I didn't know. It's maybe more, I mean, now I'm thinking what I can do is this, what I have, and of course this video was very general, so it didn't like put too much information inside. So yeah, like now it's just a question for me, what can I do more? But I get to know like interesting people, also artists and scientists, and I think I link some people also together. So for me, that was something nice from it that comes up.
Do you think, Seestadt, one of the criticisms has been that I've heard that there isn't enough biodiversity in the new development of Seestadt? Interestingly, we found when we went on the walk around the building site, it's fascinating how many wildflowers have managed to survive and grow, and how many insects are there.
It's very hard to say what is enough and what kind of also diversity as a human we want. Because as we know, like we have now like new species of mosquitoes in London, you know, new species of rats in New York, for example. And this is also biodiversity that is growing. But the question is if this biodiversity is good for human, and actually what kind of biodiversity, we now really deciding actually who can survive on that planet and in which shape. And there's like many questions, because nature as itself can grow with invasive plants, for example, with invasive organisms, but can we survive with invasive organisms? So I think nowadays probably we take care of the nature more just for ourselves, for people, just to live more and longer in a comfort life. Not for the nature at itself. And we are making decisions, and these decisions are very responsible decisions, because they are affecting the nature, but also can affect like humans.
Thank you. Well, beautiful films. Wonderful to see you interacting with the young people. It's the young people who will decide the future of our planet. And congratulations on that project. So does anybody have any questions for Kamila or comments on what you've seen?
No question. Thank you.
Remy.
Yes, there is a question.
Of course, Kamila, I have a question.
There is a question.
We've had some talks, and I could say I could approach you as an artist, as a scientist, as a biologist maybe, as a filmmaker, as a photographer, as an educator, and I'm forgetting a couple, but maybe also as an activist, as an ecologist maybe. And as you also know, our world, and maybe also this project, is organized in boxes, you know, you're either this or that. How do you feel? Do you feel comfortable being in between all these boxes? Is the conscious choice to be in between? And if you would have to choose a specific role, one of these boxes, let's say, which one would you choose?
Yeah, this is a question. I think like I always have some kind of doubts about it. And it's really interesting question how to be. But I think I can connect some words together, and this is something where I can find myself, because from one side, for example, I know some artists, and the friends of mine, they are artists, and the way how they sing sometimes, and I know also a lot of scientists in a way. I also like try to be active in a society, so maybe this is where I find myself sometimes. It's between all of those words, and by like just connecting them, so here will come maybe the education activists and some other things that will link these different actually words. And I think this is sometimes what we also need, because I understand that many people have a good intention to help the environment or do something, but sometimes in this case the knowledge is needed, or sometimes there are like people who have a knowledge, but then some other things are needed, like just to how to present it and show it. So yeah, maybe in between.
Thank you. Thanks, Remy, for the question. Thanks for the response. We've got time for one more question for Kamila.
I don't think so. Thank you so much.
No more questions. Thank you, Kamila. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you.
Can I just say one more word? Excuse me, I'm sorry. I just want to thank to Carl, who helped me to record the video with the kids. Of course, I don't speak German, and it will be very hard to communicate with the kids without knowing the German language. So Carl was the one actually who put a lot of effort to make this video, so thank you.